Last time, we ended the episode on a stupid beatbox joke. Normally, we would start this one with a mirror beatbox joke, but that ain't happening, because we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm We Squared and I can't rap for crap.
Hey, that was pretty good. I'm the Opinionator.
So after dealing with a Yakuza shootout, it's time to move on.
So, Congressman I gotta go to the bathroom. Hold on, let me inspect this Gatling gun.
An old-fashioned Gatling gun.
You know, Gatling guns are still legal in the United States?
They are?
Completely legal to own, yes.
Yeah, how much are they gonna cost?
Well, considering they aren't manufactured anymore, and there's only a handful left in existence, and they're all in the hands of collectors and museums, it's pretty difficult to get a hold of one. However, if you get a hold of one, it's legal.
Interesting.
You know what's not legal? Shooting people with it.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, as soft to Limniscate we go. I didn't quite roll off the tongue very well.
Trying to go to old musical numbers to evade your foray into hip-hop? That was a good dodge to the question.
This is all really suspicious.
Oh, you think?
What is?
Congressman Tsujima and the Kumakuras. There's definitely something going on there.
I agree. But I am not sure it is linked to the new Cyclops serial killings.
No, it's linked to the old Cyclops serial killing.
Or maybe it isn't.
We need to do further investigation.
It's information we needed regardless. Well, I don't know what that reaction meant, but that's pretty interesting.
The dashboard.
So soothing.
The steering wheel.
So relaxing.
The center console.
Oh, yes.
The glove box.
Oh, yes.
What is wrong with you? A girl in the passenger seat. Again. A girl in the passenger seat?
She is sending you essentially an optical illusion through your eye.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Roar like a lion!
Ah! Impossible. How did a jellyfish get in here? So shiny, too.
I bet she tastes great!
Boy!
You utter idiot. It's me.
Renju?
Do I look like Renju?
Now that you mention it, I guess so, just a little bit.
Mizuki?
It's me.
Everything that you are getting, you have earned. You reap what you sow, Shrimp Girl.
Boss?
Now, that was accurate.
Date, seriously.
Then, are you...
Pewter?
Mom?
Idiot. They must have increased your dosage too much.
Can you talk about the dosage, please?
A dosage?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, you're Aiba, right? Why are you here? Looking like that?
I just thought I would project myself. You seem lonely.
After all, there are no other girls sitting in the seat.
It looked lonely without a girl in the passenger seat.
Good old Aiba. Always a last resort.
Ouch!
How are you doing this?
Really?
I am overlaying the image your left eye processes with augmented reality. You can't see me through your right eye, only your left.
You can't just pop into my eyeball without permission.
She is your eyeball!
You do realize I do that all the time, right?
About your appearance.
Come to think of it, you look kind of like you do when you're in Somnium.
Kind of. She looks exactly like she does when she's in Somnium.
What's that about?
What do you mean?
Well, it's clearly just the way that she has envisioned/created her own physical identity.
Well, you don't usually look like that. You have a Somnium form and another form.
Oh, this?
Yeah, I hate that.
Stay as the girl, please.
Yes, that. Why are you doing this now?
I was bored last night, so...
Huh?
I thought you would like it.
She keeps saying that and being disappointed every time it doesn't work.
Why would I like it?
Because I look like boss.
Well, I did attempt to shape myself to your preference.
That might explain so much.
If you could do that, change it.
I will not.
Why not?
Because I won't.
I'm going to have to get used to this look, aren't I?
I fear you would eventually grow tired of the other form as well.
Eventually? No, this one is much better than that one. I don't like the little...
Teddy bear look?
Oh, now I can't remember what it's called. Like, the microscopic animal, like a something bear that...
Sea bear?
Water bear? I don't
Water
know,
bear?
something like that. It's the little doodad that...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
that can, like, live forever and survive the vacuum of space, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to change my look a little. Think of it as a haircut.
That is a big hair to cut to come up with this result.
Pretty drastic haircut.
So and MoMA are very suspicious.
As I said earlier, I completely agree that they are suspicious.
They don't have anything to do with this, but at least we found out the Yakuza connection.
But there is nothing currently linking them to the case.
That's true. We have no established motive. The victims were displayed, tied up on a horse, hung from the ceiling, and their left eyes taken out. We still don't know why.
Of course, this all comes down to something that has to do with Egyptian mythology.
Right.
The Eye of Ra, the Eye of Wajet, the sun and the moon.
It is possible that Shoko and Renju were disloyal to Congressman Tsujima and the Kumakuras. They could have been killed and displayed as a warning.
No way.
Not like that.
That would fit the current evidence.
Huh, maybe. But it doesn't feel right.
Agreed.
If the Yakuza were going to make an example of them, they would make it so that people would know that the Yakuza made an example of them.
Exactly. It wouldn't be something that they would be able to prove, but
Right.
they would know.
How is So related to the Kumakuras?
Corrupt politician, yo.
I looked into that.
I love the snarl that you're getting from So over there.
Unfortunately, I did not find anything in our database that could connect the two.
I see.
However, I did discover some rumors on the internet.
Ooh, dish.
Most of them come across as gossip or conspiracy theories. But would you like to hear them regardless?
Well, since we decided to spend our time dealing with the Yakuza, it seems as though we should get all the info we can.
Please.
How is So related to the Kumakuras? Continue.
Mr. Tsujima currently resides in Azabu.
That's it!
What?
No, I don't got nothing.
He lives in a mansion, a restored samurai castle.
Cool.
But 20 years ago, So Tsujima lived elsewhere. In the Kawasaki district, to be exact.
Aha.
Oh, it all comes back to the Kawasaki district.
He lived there until he was 40 years old. The Tsujima family owned a vast amount of real estate in the district.
And I guess after the explosion, he was wiped out, huh?
Adjusting for inflation, the land was valued above 30 billion yen. The Tsujima family sold off its holdings. 6 months later, the incident occurred.
Oh, really? That doesn't seem suspicious or anything. Now, it could be a coincidence.
What was Shoko doing? Insurance fraud, I think?
Yeah, but it wouldn't have had anything to do with this. This was 8 years ago.
Oh, no.
The explosion at the chemical plant.
This caused Kawasaki to become a restricted area. And of course, land prices fell drastically to less than 1/30th their original value.
Ah, yeah. An accident, huh?
What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, he'd already sold the stuff. That was the win. There's no reason to destroy whoever bought it from him. I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Maybe not, but it sure seems like he might have suspected something was going to happen.
Right.
Maybe
that is-
even knew.
Yeah, that is very true.
The timing is certainly suspicious. To sell that amount of land just 6 months before it happened.
There is another interesting fact. After the accident, So Tsujima purchased all of the land back for just 1 billion yen.
Aha, so it's his fault that it's all staying the way it is.
That would give him motive to do it so he could get the land for super duper cheap.
But he can't do anything with it.
That we know of.
That's true. After all, when we were there and talking, like in Bloom Park and talking about it, you know, I was saying this place is a den for crime. It's a no-go area, even though a lot of it, if not all of it, has been decontaminated. So essentially it's like a lawless land, so if you've got something funny you want to do, such as like evil cult or something, not necessarily that, but if you got a headquarters.
With a game like this, so similar to other games we have played, like Deadly Premonition, you can't look past that!
Yeah, well, there was no evil cult in Deadly Premonition.
Well, there kind of was.
So he's got 29 billion yen in his pocket and 1 billion yen of land.
Correct. Despite the horrific accident, the Sejima family is no worse off.
True. But I don't see the point of it.
With the information that we currently have, but, I mean, that also could just be a red herring.
Yeah.
It's not like you got anything out of it.
I'm sure it'll be connected to something maybe later, but the core of the problem is not that.
The plant exploding could be more related to Date's past than the actual new Cyclops killer.
Very possibly so.
Because there are two mysteries at large here.
Yeah, the old case and the new case. Or I guess it would be better to say the original case and the current case. There's no way that they would keep bringing up this stuff about the Kawasaki district if it wasn't related to what was going on, just like all the different weights of things in Sunfish Pocket.
Yeah.
That would be true, but there is more to this story. There is another important fact.
Mm-hmm.
After the land prices in the Kawasaki region crashed...
No! We were talking about something!
We will have to continue this conversation later. I am receiving a call from headquarters.
Is this Special Agent Date from Abyss?
Is this Kagami?
My name is Akaska, from HQ. I'm investigating the Shoko Nadami case.
Okay.
There's something that you need to hear.
Oh no.
What is it?
We got a phone call earlier from a prisoner at Fuchu Prison.
A prisoner?
We saved the call. I think you should give it a listen. Who is this?
In here, I'm known as number 89.
Number 89.
What is this call concerning?
I know who killed Shoko Nadami.
Oh, I would love to continue this.
And if you let me out of here, I will tell you who it is. I suppose you might say I'm looking for a plea bargain. He will kill again, you know.
And it did happen.
And he'll take their eye while they're still alive. There will be more bodies. If you want to stop this serial killer, I suggest you take my offer.
It definitely seems like at the very least he needs to be taught to. Maybe conditional. I understand that this is the sort of thing that is suspect, but what do you think bargains are?
I mean, of course they're gonna frickin' confirm his information before they even think about letting him out.
I'll be seeing you.
This has to be a prank.
Either that, or he knows he holds the cards and is just waiting to be contacted again. The more victims there are, the greater the likelihood somebody's going to come to him is.
That's true.
That's what I thought too. However, we got the call yesterday afternoon, before Renju was killed. In other words...
You're saying he predicted the second crime?
Yeah, I think he did.
And if he actually knows something, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I thought I should contact you.
Good idea. Thanks, Detective.
Good luck.
Do you think there's anything to this?
I think it's time to talk to number 89.
I don't know.
You got any other leads? We already missed out on our chance to go hang out with all the other characters, so...
Back at Lemniscape.
Or not.
Well, we were coming here originally. I mean, it's not like number 89's going anywhere.
Guess we always know where to find him.
Oh, Date.
What's wrong? You look like you have a lot on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just found out online.
About Renju?
Yeah.
The corpse at Bloom Park. That was Renju's ex-wife, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I guess Renju's death wouldn't have been reported yet. I mean, it literally happened today.
In any case, Ota is a rather big fan of Lemniscate because of ASET, right? So...
He's also friends with Mizuki.
Yeah. like, this actually hits him really hard. It's very possible that he even knew Renju himself. Renju was like, that's the kid who hangs out in the office. People seem to like him, so what's the problem? He's a fan of Lemniscate, right? So this actually could annihilate Aset's career.
I hadn't even thought about that.
So that was Mizuki's mom.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, isn't it, man?
Mizuki saw her own mom.
Yeah, you're a good kid.
And I just left her.
Yeah, very good. Also, you're not a kid.
I was just about to point that out.
But you're a good guy, man. This is good.
But I didn't know.
Yeah, it's fine. Remember what you did do.
Yeah.
You did tip off the police right away. It was really good that you did that. I understand how you feel and why you feel that way, and I'm not telling you you're wrong, so why don't you do stuff to make that right?
I knew her as Shoko Nadami. Her last name is different. I didn't know that was Mizuki's mother. I want to apologize to her.
Good on you. Good on you.
I need to tell her that I'm sorry.
Well, this is why you make friends with people.
Yeah.
This is how you became friends with everybody around here.
Daymon.
Huh?
Pay attention to what's in front of us.
I am.
The girl with the big tits is sitting behind the counter.
Very straightforward.
Yes, that's what I've decided to call her. Not to her face, of course.
Hey, girl with the big tits.
Good job! Took you 1 second to call her that to her face.
Excuse me?
Oh, at least she actually didn't respond yes.
Shit, I said to her face.
I want to run away and never look back.
Hey, pretty mama, do you want to go get some food sometime?
Hey now, that's awfully aggressive. You're an alpha type, aren't you?
Yeah, baby, that's right.
I kinda like that.
You should.
I kinda like you.
I am the chattest of all Chad.
Oh, but there is one little thing you should know about me.
Yes?
She's married.
I'm a reptilian.
Oh, okay.
Is that going to be a problem?
Like she's a lizard person.
Yes, I know what a reptilian is.
See, she completely controls the world behind the, from the shadows and controls the weather.
Yeah.
What's a reptilian?
A reptilian humanoid alien.
Uh-huh.
They are said to be shapeshifters that take on human form.
Yeah, that is definitely gonna be a problem.
That was a really good way to swat away unwanted interest.
Yeah! Baby, I don't care if you're a reptile.
Oh, too bad.
Like, oh my god!
You're cute.
You get asked out a lot, don't you?
Like, 13 times every day.
I don't know why you're sitting here behind a desk. You should be an idol.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if I could hold a conversation with her for more than 5 minutes before her voice just drove me crazy.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But despite my looks, I am a bit too old to be an idol.
Is this just a game of extremely attractive, mature women? I like it!
I couldn't get into it now.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I turned 36 this year.
No one asked you, Oda!
You do not! You have to be lying!
You're kidding.
So where's Iris?
Yeah, okay, enough flirting.
Iris? You mean Aset? She's recording a podcast in the underground studio.
How is she?
You have an underground studio?
If you need her right away, I can try contacting her.
No, it's fine. This can wait until she's done.
This has got to be extremely difficult for her right now. Okay, now that we've stared at the important assets remaining to the company, let's move around and see what else we can find.
A potted plant.
Date, look! A little stink bug!
Well, it's good to have likes, I guess.
Yay! A stink bug!
Hey, Daymon! Look, it's a GN Sniper too!
Yay! A GN Sniper 2!
It's good to have likes. Aiba has the tendency to get excited about bugs.
Oh man, I love GM Sniper 2. It's pretty much my favorite one-year warrior mobile suit. It's totally unified.
power over.
I didn't start going on about bug-type Pokemon, so that's no excuse for you to start going on about robots.
Oh, that's Rundoyer.
Rundoyer?
Who is that?
That's just a high stool.
A high school?
What about high school?
See, you and me, we're on the same wavelength. We think just alike.
Are you reptilian?
I said stool.
Lots of magazines in that huge rack. Featured, How to Get Rich with Cryptocurrency.
Invest in Bitcoin when it first came out and then sell before the crash from a couple years ago.
I'll definitely be taking that one. A sofa. So far, so good. I think we've already done this joke.
One more bowl, please.
No, that's
That would
soba.
be Soba.
Dang, man, you can't cut me off. You gotta give me a chance to predict the joke.
Well, you did. You started the joke before she did. I think that counts. It's Oda.
Everyone's favorite Pokemon trainer.
Are you trying to get me to start talking about bug-type Pokemon? So where have you been?
Here.
Nowhere. Just doing my normal routine.
I don't know your normal routine.
That explains nothing to me.
I went to a doujin store to look at the new releases. Then I ate some ramen at Jiro's, and then headed over to the PC cafe to browse threads.
Ah, yes. What a fulfilling life.
You know, normal.
If that's normal, I haven't had a normal day in my life.
Yeah, weirdo.
So about Renju's case.
I don't know anything. I've only seen Renju a couple of times.
I see, okay.
I didn't think it was possible to be this bad at lying.
Though it is plainly obvious, I did a thermal check on Ota's body. This is his current body temperature.
Oh my god!
Jesus!
That's what I thought. Have you forgotten, Ota? You're my thrall.
something sock puppeting.
You don't want me to tell Iris your secret, do you?
Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say right in front of the receptionist.
Well, wait, it's no big deal. I just...
You better start talking.
Okay.
So, about Renju's case.
Last night, I was walking over to Sunfish Pocket.
Dude, are you seriously going to show up on the scene of every crime? Like, coincidentally? Hey, dude, how much you weigh?
And I saw Renju come out of the building.
Okay.
Was he alone?
He was with Aset, wasn't he?
Someone was with him.
Dots are not an acceptable answer.
A man. No.
Right, it's too cool.
A woman.
I don't need the thermograph to tell he's lying.
Iris?
Okay, look. I can tell you're trying to protect her, but you have to help me out here. Was it Iris?
Bang.
No, it definitely for sure wasn't Tessa.
Kid, you're about to burst into flames.
Got it. So Renju was with Iris.
The thermograph was a completely unnecessary step. His body language shouts volumes.
The time of death was around 8 p.m.?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that correct?
Yeah. At least it's been established that Ota normally does go to Sunfish Pocket.
Okay, fine. There's no point in hiding it, I guess.
Especially since you failed to hide it. Can I just point out that this again goes with my thesis, which we're gonna have to talk about eventually?
About Iris being the killer?
Yeah.
You're right. Renju came out of the building with Tessa.
It'd be great if I were wrong. Prove me wrong.
Yeah!
But Tessa has nothing to do with this.
I mean, you're not even really fully saying that that's the case, but this is something that needs to be addressed because evidence to the contrary keeps popping up.
Right.
Not contrary to your theory, but supports your theory. I don't know what I'm saying
It's
anymore.
pretty much well, I'll talk about it later. Now is not the time. This episode isn't the time.
She wouldn't murder anyone. She wouldn't hurt a fly. She's an idol. Idols don't kill people.
You need to stop putting her on a pedestal.
Haven't you ever watched Perfect Blue? Come on, man.
Tessa is a savior to me. The Tessa I know wouldn't hurt anyone.
Ah, but here we go. You only know one side of her, you know? People only know one side of the idols, and that's what the idols put out.
That's the product.
Savior?
The first time I met her, I had a bad case of writer's block. And I saw all this awful negativity online, and I lost sight of what I really wanted to write. And it was the lowest point of my life.
He is talking like a professional, though he hasn't published anything.
Don't pick on him too much.
Yeah.
Then, by pure chance, I found a video of Tessa singing and dancing. And it made me realize something important.
I really like girls.
You don't have to care what people think, you know? If you do your best at what you believe in, your message will get through to people. That attitude is something all great creators need to have. After that, I became a huge A-Set fan and got over my writer's block. And I know I'm not the only one Tessa has inspired. A lot of otaku like me say that Tessa is their savior. She cheers them up when they're down.
It's good to be passionate about the things you like.
So there's no way Tessa can be involved in murder. Absolutely impossible.
Your logic, however, does not work.
Unfortunately. Slow down! I am not the one accusing Iris of being the murderer.
It'd be great if I'm wrong,
But do you suspect her?
but when getting more evidence, you know...
I need to hear her side of the story.
I mean, yeah, I suspect her.
If I do, I might find out she's totally innocent.
That'd be great too, wouldn't it?
If you truly believe that she didn't do it, you should tell me everything you know.
If she didn't do it, then all the evidence will check out.
Yeah.
But
Do it for Iris.
Yeah, this is absolutely true. Okay, this is too important though, so we'll come back to that in a second.
Not to change topics, but I'm totally going to change the topic. So tell me about Mizuki.
Oh, thank God, he says.
Mizuki didn't seem like she was angry with you.
But then again, all she responds to me with is hostility, so I don't know.
what? You met Mizuki?
Yeah.
Oh, at the interrogation.
Now that you, kind of know some other details about Mizuki and Shoko Nadami, I may as well give you the whole story.
That's right. He doesn't know I live with Mizuki. I have no reason to hide it, but it's sort of hard to explain.
Also, it's really funny if I don't explain it right now.
Yeah, I spoke to Mizuki at her, questioning earlier.
You're sick, Date.
What?
You back off, kid!
Questioning? That sounds dirty.
Would you rather I say interrogation? And what are you reacting for, Miss Huge Boobs?
Like, I just think these sorts of stories are so interesting.
If I were writing a light novel, that's exactly how I would describe a sexy scene.
That's why you're not published.
What kind of novels are you writing, kid?
You don't want to know, Date. So what time did Renju and Iris leave the building?
Back to the real topic.
Around 6:15, I guess.
I do think it's great that receptionist is just looking back and forth, totally following the conversation.
Yeah, we commented on it earlier, how everyone's sort of reacting to what's being said and what's going on.
Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, 6:15. So that's an hour and 45 minutes.
Until the estimated time of death.
Where did they go?
I didn't see. They got into Renju's car and drove off.
What did you do?
This is looking really bad for Iris, isn't it?
Yeah!
I went inside Sunfish Pocket, but I saw a sign that said the entire club was reserved.
We were quite curious as to why it was closed.
I figured I would just go home.
Yes?
What happened?
Ah!
Date.
Speak of the devil.
Iris, there's something I need to ask you. Come with me.
Yeah. It's time to have a long talk. Even if you have nothing to do with this, there's some information that you have that we really need.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I think it's kind of funny that she's being questioned. I still haven't had a chance to go through why I think it's her.
Iris, I'm going to ask you some questions.
But naturally, the Somnium Files has already gone there.
Well, wouldn't this be a good time?
Part of the reason that I'm a little hesitant is because I'm still not really fully versed in all the Egyptian stuff that I want to be, in order to talk about this from more like a symbological point of view, okay? But even if we ignore that, what we said last episode about Date, I can't speak for Billy on this one, but speaking for just myself, I'm like 90% positive on the idea that Date absorbed or was absorbed by the old Cyclops killer in terms of like a sync.
Uh-huh.
And that Iris's father was the old Cyclops killer.
Yeah.
When it comes to accusing Aset, I'm like 30%, so I'm way less certain, okay, below 50%, so I wanted to mention that too. This game is clearly going to get wiggity weird, and she's the only person who talks about wiggity weird stuff.
That's a professional term, wiggity weird.
Absolutely, it's a technical term. Alright, so Horus, who was Osiris's son, conceived posthumously between Osiris and his wife Isis, who also were the siblings of Set.
Yeah.
Horus ultimately possessed the Eye of Ra, and I can't remember the name of the other eye. I don't think it was the Eye of Wadjet, but it was the other one. And the Eye of Ra is the right eye, okay, which is what the original Cyclops killer took.
Right.
The other eye is the left eye. That's the eye of the moon. The Eye of Ra is the eye of the sun. The eye of the moon is the left eye. And furthermore, natural disasters were blamed on the eye of the moon going berserk. The left eye, the female eye. The Eye of Ra is the male eye. The other eye, the left eye, is the female eye. The father takes the right eye. The female takes the left eye. It's sort of like, this isn't like really well formed, right? But much as Isis conceived Horus with a dead father, the killer takes the left eye while they're still alive, but in the sort of nearing the moment of death, whereas the other one just took the right eye after
they
death.
were dead. Yeah.
Okay? We get like the duality of the mother and the father, and remember, if we're right about Date having absorbed the personality or the consciousness of Iris's father,
right,
then that kind of means that he's Iris's father.
Yeah.
Also, I said the left eye was the female eye. Well, Date's left eye is female.
That's true.
And Pewter said that the AI system that controls AI Ball is the Wadjet system, and Wadjet is, depending on sort of what period we're talking about, and I'm not an expert here, which is why I hadn't brought this up yet, really. Wadjet is either the goddess of the moon or associated with the moon. You know, the sun on the right, the moon on the left, right? Like, sometimes Isis is the goddess of the moon. In the Osiris myth, Wadjet was actually a servant of Isis and was the wet nurse of Horus.
Someone who took care of Horus.
Correct.
I see.
Someone who took care of Horus. So if this game is going to bear some connection to the Osiris myth, well, maybe Date's Horus. All that, I could be completely full of crap. But maybe I'm not. Oh, and one other thing. Okay, Iris's name is Iris Sagan. Iris...
Right, the part of the eye.
And Sagan, you know, when I talked about this last time, I was assuming that it was two kanji.
And the Gan stood for eye, like it does many other times.
Right, except the way, then I looked it up. The way you actually write the name Sagan is just one character. Can you guess what that character is?
I bet it's I.
You're correct. It's just a character for I. Her name is I. Her mother's name is I.
She said that she knows she's going to die.
Whatever degree of truth there is to that, or that she can see the future, however reliable any of that is, if Iris is not the killer, then she is so deeply associated with what's going on, or the themes of the game and all the I-ness do not add up. Remember, I is also sorrow, is also sadness, is also loneliness. Maybe she can see with her eye the future. Isis is also associated with prophecy. I've got to say some stuff about Danganronpa, so totally spoilers, because these are gigantic ones. If you haven't seen Danganronpa 1 and 2, we still haven't played Ultra Despair Girls or 3 yet. Alright, when this game was announced, the interview with Uchikoshi that I read, he was talking about Aset as a virtual character. Now, I didn't remember it was Aset that was in that until we started playing the game and she came up. But one of the questions that he asked her was, so who's your favorite Danganronpa character? She said, for girls, it's totally Junko. For boys, it's totally Nagito.
I mean, if that doesn't say plenty right there.
Isn't that kind of... You know, it's not one or the other, but both. That's what we've been thinking about. However, at this point, we have actually barfed out over the last 2 episodes every single thing that we've been thinking about up to this point. We're not sitting on any other dang 15-minute long ideas or predictions or our impressions about where we think it's gonna go. We done got there.
Please answer honestly. However, you do not have to say anything that might incriminate you.
Plead the fifth and whatnot.
The right to remain silent? You're treating me like a criminal.
Not exactly. I'm just looking for the truth, and I would appreciate your cooperation.
This is the camera used to record the interrogation.
Mm-hmm.
Images captured by this camera are sent to the database in real time. It is later saved permanently on our servers. You can remotely control it as well.
Oh! You used to work at Sunfish Pocket, right?
I heard you used to work at Sunfish Pocket.
That's right.
How long?
A little over a year.
Working there that long, you're probably pretty familiar with the equipment.
Yeah, I seem to recall making that argument.
Yeah, I guess.
So about the surveillance camera.
What about the surveillance camera? Do you know where those tapes were stored?
What are you trying to say?
That's not answering my question.
Exactly.
Alright. Is Oda's story true?
Here's what Ota told me. Yesterday around 6:15 p.m., you and Renju came out of the Sunfish Pocket building. Is that true?
Yes. Mr. Okiura called me and told me he wanted me to come to Sunfish Pocket, ASAP.
Around what time was that?
5 p.m., I think. I got ready, then headed over there. I guess I got there about an hour later.
Date, I checked her call history. At 4:58 p.m., there is a record of a call to Iris from Renju's phone.
Okay, very good.
And what were you doing with Renju?
What were you doing with Renju?
He asked me about a job.
What kind of job?
He rented out Sunfish Pocket for a party and he wanted me to MC. He said that it was an important party and that a lot of big shots were gonna be there. But the girl he asked to do it originally got sick and couldn't come. But I turned him down.
Why?
Because I'm just an internet idol. I've never done any MCing before.
I was about to say, it does seem like a big stretch for her to suddenly MC.
Especially with important people being there.
MC, do you mean Minecraft? Or Shovel Forge, as the case may? I'm just gonna
Shut
stop
up, Billy.
now. What did you do after you turned him down?
What did you do after you turned him down?
I left with Mr. Okiura. At 6:15 p.m. That must have been when Ota saw me.
And after that?
I asked Mr. Okiura to take me home in his car. I got home at 7 p.m. I was home the rest of the night.
What do you think, Aiba?
I cannot detect any contradictions.
We could double check that with Hitomi,
That's true.
However, her story appears almost too organized.
The last time I dealt with the police was some years ago after I had been involved in a setup and a mugging.
Mm-hmm.
I was very calm and I precisely recalled all the details in a very organized manner. They ended up deciding I was too calm. They thought I was lying because I remembered too many details, provided too many details proactively, and it all matched up with, say, stuff that was caught on security cameras. and so they ended up believing the mugger over me because of that.
That's kind of messed up.
This just reminds me of that.
Human memory is ambiguous. Her use of exact times leads me to be suspicious.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't remember when exactly I do stuff. So when did you find out Renju was killed?
When did you find out Renju was killed?
This morning, on the news.
And you were with Renju last night? You didn't think to call the police and inform them of this?
Oh, sorry.
My bad.
Is that something you're supposed to do?
Oh, come on. You darn well know it's the case.
Wow, do you really think that's gonna fly?
I had a podcast to record this morning, so if I went to the police, I'd be late.
I think they would understand.
And that would cause everyone a lot of trouble, you know?
She's being really calm about this.
Yeah, I know, it didn't work for me! I mean, my God, if I would have known that, I would have mugged the guy, instead of him mugging me!
Do you have an alibi for last night?
What were you doing from 7 to 9 last night?
I was at home the whole time.
You're sure?
Yes.
Aiba, thermograph.
There is no noticeable rise in Iris's body temperature.
However, she could also be extremely good at lying.
Yeah, she's a performer. Performers are, by nature, able to act in a way contrary to how they feel.
I thought you were going to say contrary to the truth, but well said, well said. Also, you know, a polygraph is like 70% bunk. You may be able to get something out of it.
Right. Well, most people are going to be nervous you're giving them a frickin' polygraph.
You can't guarantee that there's any method that can detect a lie.
Right.
She isn't lying.
Not necessarily.
Right.
We must consider the possibility that she is a natural liar.
Don't look at me.
With that kind of confidence, her temperature wouldn't change.
I mean, I'm really good at lying, man.
Well, now I'm suspicious.
That's why I value honesty so much, because I understand how to lie.
Correct.
Renju's estimated time of death was 8 p.m. last night. If Iris' story is true, she couldn't have done it.
If.
There is another possibility. Even if Iris was at home, she could have killed Renju.
You've got to make sure to manufacture an alibi.
Hmm?
And so what you can do for that is try to set stuff up.
You mean...
Can I ask your mother about your alibi?
I'll ask again. You are sure you were at home around 8 p.m. yesterday?
Yes.
Can I ask your mother about your alibi?
You can, but there'd be no point.
Why is that?
My mom wasn't home.
Ha ha ha! It
How?
can't be falsified!
How convenient!
She came back home early this morning.
So like Aiba said, she could have actually done it at home.
Yeah,
This morning.
Yeah.
because we already know he died at a different location.
Where was she?
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's pretty weird.
Come to think of it, Iris' mom had connections to Renju too.
Uh-huh.
Hitomi did mention that yesterday.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now.
However, we have nothing to link her to the case.
Again, whether it's revenge against her father or vindication for her father, the events so far, both of them are still quite plausible.
The interrogation has done nothing to help your case, Iris.
But I am curious. What was Hitomi doing last night?
Am I a suspect?
It's not like that.
It's fine, Date.
You have to be if you're in this situation.
Yeah.
It's true that I met with Mr. Okiura yesterday.
And didn't volunteer anything to the police.
Yeah.
But how do I put this? It's impossible that I'm the killer.
Oh, is it now?
Oh, do go on.
Why?
I'm a teenage girl.
And?
Mr. Okiura is a fully grown man.
He was drugged and then strangled. He was not conscious when he was killed.
Oh, she's got a point. A girl like her could have stabbed, poisoned, or shot him dead, but strangling?
Well, speaking about poison...
No, it's still possible. You see,
Oh!
That is awesome! We get to do this manually? It's the sedation.
Ha!
Hold on.
Let's take a look at it first.
The autopsy discovered a high concentration of benzodiazepine in Renju's body. This drug is commonly used as a sedative. It is likely that Renju was in a state of compromised consciousness before his death.
Oh man, this is great that we actually have this as a mechanic. I wonder if we can save right here, or if it's okay for us to look through our clues.
Let's check the truth bullets.
So, of course, the answer is sedation.
A heavy concentration of sedatives were discovered in Renju's body. Renju was practically in a coma before he died. He wouldn't have struggled.
So, Iris could have strangled him.
Right.
Wait a minute. Even if I was somehow able to kill him, the rest of it is impossible.
No, it isn't.
The rest of it?
Like hanging up his body?
Oh, yeah?
How do you know that?
What do you mean?
That his body was hung. Oh, no, it was in the news.
It's all over the news.
That's true. Renju weighed about 160 pounds. Even if she used her entire body weight, I don't think she could have hauled him up.
Counterweights. As a matter of fact, it was 3 beer kegs that were full and weighed 55 pounds each.
Uh-huh. Which put together is enough.
Especially when you add her own weight onto that.
Right. It would be hard for her to do it with her strength alone. But with a little ingenuity, it could be done.
Ingenuity?
I had no idea this game was going to have a feature like this. This is freaking awesome. Okay, so it's not the oil drum.
The autopsy determined that Renju vacated his bowels from muscle relaxation upon death.
Okay, so this is going to be about how he was killed in a different location.
Yeah.
However, no trace of this was found on the corpse or at the scene. This means that it is highly likely Renju was killed elsewhere and moved to where he was found. Renju's corpse was discovered at the maid cafe Sunfish Pocket.
This may very well be it.
Hanging from a beam on the ceiling by a wire. He was found over the counter. The wire was attached on both ends. One end was attached to a hook that was embedded inside Renju's jaw. The other end was attached to beer kegs found on the floor.
This has to be it, right?
The kegs hold approximately 20 liters of liquid. They weigh approximately 55 pounds each.
Because she just mentioned the weight. So, yeah.
It went like this. First, Renju was laid out on the counter. Next, the wire was thrown over the beam and connected to the hook in his jaw. Then all you need to do is put the 3 beer kegs on the counter.
You think a teenage girl could have done that?
I'm sure it was hard. The kegs weighed 55 pounds each. But that's not impossible, even for a teenage girl.
I guess it isn't impossible.
After that, you get on top of the counter. Hook the other end of the wires to the kegs. And then, what do you think happens if you kick the kegs off the counter?
Up he goes.
The 3 kegs weighed 165 pounds altogether. Renju weighs 5 pounds less. I guess that would make it possible.
Still, we're only talking about possibilities here.
Right.
But there is one more thing.
What?
Considering the state of the crime scene, it's clear Renju was killed elsewhere and brought to where we found him. If Iris is the culprit, how did she move the body?
The oil drum!
Hey!
I know. You're going to say you couldn't have moved a 160-pound body.
Unfortunately for her, she could have.
How?
Oh! There's 2, and I need to put the right answers in here.
Okay, so we've got to make sure to get this right.
Yeah.
Okay, the thing is we only had the concept of maybe a dolly or something that would be moving the oil drum, because when you add in the oil drum, which we know he was in the oil drum.
Yeah.
Okay, it very well could be the drum and the watch. We know he was in the oil drum, but that makes it so that the killer is moving a 200-pound weight.
The oil drum inside Sunfish Pocket. The type that has a lid you can open, with about a 200-liter capacity. Empty, it weighs approximately 44 pounds. Sunfish Pocket is located on the second floor. According to the records, from 6:30 p.m. until the body was found, the elevator stopped on the second floor only once, at 8:55 p.m. The total weight detected in the elevator was approximately 310 pounds.
Right.
Now, do we need to put these in a specific order, or as long as they're both right?
Well, now, hold on. This doesn't...
Well, this is just asking how the culprit managed to move the corpse. And we know the corpse was moved in the oil drum via the elevator up to the second floor.
Because we go Iris is 105 plus 44-pound oil drum.
Plus Renju's 160-ish. It gets the right amount with, like, some room to spare.
I know this watch. It's Renju's favorite. I found it inside an oil drum at Sunfish Pocket. That means...
Yeah, so... whatever...
That's just going to prove that Renju was in the oil drum. That doesn't matter to this.
Right, which is just how you move it. So I guess it has to be the elevator record in the oil drum, right?
Yeah, I don't see a number anywhere indicating a certain order, so I'm just going to assume it doesn't matter?
Okay, there isn't some step we're forgetting, is there?
Because the question being asked is how the culprit managed to move the corpse.
The only thing here, be it car rides or what, the only thing here is the oil drum, which we know he was in, but it's oil drum and what else?
Must be the elevator record, because that proves that the elevator went up to the second floor with all the weight that matches up. Well, let's give it a shot.
Okay, do the watch.
Okay.
That proves he was there.
Yeah.
Do you know what this is? It's Renju's favorite watch. This was discovered inside an empty oil drum at Sunfish Pocket.
That's no coincidence.
Hey, Date, I know you're on a roll right now, but could you please report things like that according to protocol?
No.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that it wouldn't be so hard to move a body if it were in a cylinder.
Maybe she didn't use a dolly and just rolled it on its side.
You would just have to roll it.
I don't know how she got from her house or wherever it was that it happened.
Well, if Renju took her to her home and she invited him inside for a drink.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying. And then she drives to some place, like to the Sunfish Pocket, like the building with it. Okay, but, I mean, what's she doing? Taking the 200-pound oil drum and putting it in the trunk or the back seat? Mind you, we don't have any evidence that deals with that at all, so...
So you're saying Renju's body was moved inside the drum, which is how the watch came off.
I mean, that is the case.
Yeah!
But the suspect didn't notice it.
I'm not saying anything for sure. Just pointing out that it's possible.
I didn't do it! You don't even have any witnesses!
Isn't that a weird thing to jump to?
Yeah!
If I were rolling an oil drum in the middle of the street, people would have noticed!
You had a car.
You could have put it in a car and driven it.
Exactly!
I don't have a license!
That's not an excuse. If you killed someone, you're not exactly going to bat an eye at, like, breaking the law driving.
It's okay for you to kill someone, even though that's illegal, but it's an absolute no-no to drive without a license. Furthermore, you are 18. It is absolutely and totally possible that you know how to drive. Paper driver or otherwise.
Can I just take a moment to say I really like how as Date paces around the room, it follows his view?
Is that what it is?
Look at the camera. It's from Date's viewpoint as he circles around the room. Or look at the mirror, sorry, not the camera.
That is a really neat detail.
Doesn't mean you can't drive.
Yeah.
Even an AI can drive nowadays.
Are you mocking me?
A little bit.
Don't make sudden outbursts like that.
You insulted me.
That's irrelevant right now.
Just be quiet.
Don't worry about any of this.
Who are you talking to?
Anyway, Iris, you weigh about 105 pounds, right?
Where is this coming from?
If only you weighed more. Or less.
Exactly! They just match up!
That is none of your business.
No, I mean that your weight is relevant to the case. If the oil drum was used to transport the corpse, then the possibility of the suspect being around 105 pounds is extremely likely.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you say that?
Ah, here we go.
What do you mean? Why did you stop in some sort of a panic? The answer is elevator record, Renju's weight, and oil drum. Those are the three things that all have a weight in them.
Elevator record. We need 3 pieces of evidence total. There are others. This isn't enough. I need another clue. There we go.
Iris, on which floor is Sunfish Pocket located?
On the 2nd floor.
That's right. So, I checked the elevator records. Before the corpse was discovered, the elevator only stopped at the 2nd floor once. At 8:55 p.m. And we discovered that the total cargo weight on the elevator was about 310 pounds. Renju weighed 160. The oil drum weighs 44. Together, that's about 205. Subtracting that from 310...
This doesn't look good.
Uh-huh.
Why are you...
Now, this obviously doesn't prove you're the murderer.
It proves, however, that you could be. It is a possibility.
Right, Date isn't trying to say that you did it, but this is really suspicious!
A lot of people weigh 105 pounds. Or someone could have put 105 extra pounds in the elevator, sent it up, and taken the stairs.
Oh,
It's true.
I didn't even think about that.
I nearly mentioned something like that before, but I cut myself off. That was earlier in this.
To throw us off the trail. However...
Date, stop. Iris is acting strange.
Here we go. Now she's gonna
Don't
wig
turn
out.
around.
Why not?
Just stay put. Keep your eyes on the wall.
What's happening?
Aiba's watching. Iris doesn't know that Aiba's watching, because Iris doesn't know about Aiba.
There are several cameras in this room. 2 surveillance cameras installed at the corners of the ceiling, and 1 camera on a tripod. I hacked each to gain access to their recordings. Look at this.
This is so cool!
This is really interesting.
It's me. Is it me?
It's you. Don't worry about this. Now's not the time.
Who is this handsome male model?
Date, please!
Oh, it's just me. I can see myself.
Oh my god.
This is not the first time, nor will it be the last. Oh!
Yeah, I knew it was like looking at the mirror that we needed to see.
Ah, shit.
Well, well, well.
Iris, what are you thinking? What is that thing? Hey, answer me, Iris.
She's definitely hiding something, Date. Sync with her.
Oh, good.
Iris is experiencing REM sleep. Medication is working perfectly.
This is also, like, much earlier
How about it, Date? Think you can do it?
than I was expecting
Not
this
a
to come
problem.
out.
Get it started.
But I appreciate it because they followed the obvious evidence.
Time limit is 6 minutes. So before time is up,
I know.
then let's begin.
Now things are really gonna get weird. Man, this is awesome!
I can't wait for what happens next.
I mean, you're gonna have to. As soon as we get control, we're stopping. Sorry, viewers. Take that.
Huh. An empty warehouse.
What is this place?
A good question! One to which the answer will be found out next time.
Oh, I think that was really smooth.
I'm such a troll.